now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo. The motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is.
All right.
She has a point. Maybe I am obsessed, but some people are obsessed with Bigfoot, and they don't get to see him on TV every afternoon. And if they did, could they tell the two apart? I don't know.
Think you understand the media world? Think again. Just when political sides seemed clearly drawn, something unexpected happened. Two heavyweights from completely opposite ends, people who wouldn't share a room, let alone beliefs, locked onto the same target. That target was the daytime talk show giant, the queen of unsolicited opinions, Joy Behar. This wasn't coordinated. It was a comedic collision so unexpected it felt like a system glitch. A roast created by pure unfiltered reality. And Joy Behar was right at the center of it, whether she liked it or not.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says Make America Great Again, that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate half the country.
How dare you disagree?
For years, Joy Behar has been a constant presence on daytime TV, turning The View from a simple discussion panel into something closer to a verbal boxing ring where opinions land with real intensity. She's built a reputation on strong confidence, delivering bold takes with certainty that makes every topic feel personal and every debate feel high stakes. Every major world event seemed to circle back into a political lens. She's also been part of moments that sparked major public reaction, including a comment comparing a certain red hat to a controversial symbol. That statement drew immediate pushback from critics who argued political disagreement should not extend into broad judgments about large groups of people. The moment became part of a larger conversation about where the line sits between political criticism and broader social generalization. When commentary becomes consistently certain and strongly framed, it naturally raises questions about how much space remains for nuance or differing perspectives. Supporters see it as confident, opinion-driven media, while critics argue it reflects a broader trend where strong reactions take center stage over measured debate. Over time, Behar has come to represent a recognizable style, direct, opinionated, and shaped by fast-moving discussions where emotions often run high. For some viewers, that's exactly what makes it engaging. For others, it reflects a media environment that prioritizes strong takes over reflective conversation. Either way, it highlights a bigger reality. Audiences are no longer just watching conversations, they're reacting to them and debating them in real time. In that environment, personalities like Behar naturally become focal points in a larger cultural discussion about how political media is evolving.
This week, Joy Behar accused Elon Musk of being pro-apartheid, but then begged him afterwards not to sue. Musk lawyers have yet to comment because they're still checking to see if it's legal to sue a cow.
Shots fired.
It's a legal question. I don't know why it's so upsetting. I don't make the rules in this country.
Enter Bill Maher. For years, he's positioned himself as a liberal willing to challenge his own side, pointing out what he sees as contradictions and excesses in progressive media. Lately, his commentary has focused on what he describes as a shift toward emotion-driven debate, where strong reactions matter more than detailed discussion. From his perspective, cable news and daytime panels sometimes prioritize engagement over deeper conversation. He doesn't always single out individuals directly, but his criticism applies to familiar media formats where debates become more performative and less structured. In this context, Maher's broader point is about the quality of discourse rather than specific personalities, highlighting concerns about group dynamics, media incentives, and the balance between opinion and analysis.
I mean, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's the view.
Well,
that's the problem in America.
But
There is one view,
right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner.
That's correct. I think that.
But Maher isn't alone in this media space. On a different corner of the political commentary world sits Greg Gutfeld. If Maher comes across like a frustrated professor breaking down discourse failures, Gutfeld plays the satirical commentator, using humor and caricature to respond to media personalities and trends. From his perspective, the media landscape isn't just a debate arena, it's also a source of comedy where certain public figures become frequent reference points. When he talks about Joy Behar, it's generally in a satirical context, focusing more on media style and presentation than policy. He often frames her as part of a broader media environment where strong opinions and expressive delivery are central to the format. His commentary tends to emphasize performance and tone rather than detailed policy debate. At times, he highlights moments from television discussions he finds exaggerated, using them as examples of how modern political commentary blends entertainment with opinion. His approach leans heavily on satire, aiming to expose contradictions through humor. Overall, Gutfeld's style turns media personalities and moments into comedic commentary, inviting audiences to view political talk shows as both discussion platforms and personality-driven entertainment.
Said that Gutfeld talks about you all the time.
Who is he? Well, really, who is he?
I don't watch the show.
He has a show.
I don't watch the
never heard of
show.
him.
Yeah.
I guess he's just obsessed with me.
No. Next, Joy's going to say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea?
Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day.
More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch at Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. If The View is your favorite show, you might be a little slow. Yes, it's time for
Our View on The View.
very serious music. They love to play the race card because logic for them is hard.
Here's where it gets interesting. Maher and Gutfeld aren't aligned and don't operate in the same media space, but from very different starting points, they both end up circling a similar idea. That Joy Behar and the style of commentary she represents reflect a shift in modern political media. From Maher's perspective, this points to a move away from deeper discussion toward performance-driven conversation. From Gutfeld's perspective, it becomes natural material for satire within a media environment where personality and reaction take center stage. One focuses on the ideas behind the discourse, the other on presentation and tone, but both observe the same broader pattern. That pattern is a growing emphasis on certainty over nuance and reaction over reflection. In this environment, strong opinions and confident delivery often get more attention than careful debate. Both commentators, in their own ways, are reacting to how media incentives shape modern political talk. The difference lies in tone. Maher approaches it from a critical, reflective angle. Gutfeld uses humor and satire. Different styles, but overlapping observations about how political media has evolved.
I want them to pay attention to words like vermin and poisoning the blood and the Third Reich. That's all. That's really what I'm asking.
They see Trump as a comedian. They see him as a clown who says crazy things.
They saw Hitler like that.
Right, okay, but that doesn't mean, Trump, you can't hate everybody who likes him. It is.
What this unexpected overlap reveals is something bigger than simple political disagreement. It points to a broader cultural issue, how complex topics are increasingly handled in public discourse. In this framing, Joy Behar is often treated by critics less as an individual and more as a symbol of a certain era of political talk shows. From that perspective, she represents a style where strong delivery sometimes overshadows nuance and fast-paced commentary leaves little room for detailed discussion. Maher interprets this trend as a shift away from deeper conversation towards surface-level certainty. Gutfeld approaches it through satire, focusing on moments he sees as exaggerated or highly performative. While their tones differ, both are reacting to the same broader theme: how modern media rewards confidence, reaction, and strong opinions. Both point to a pattern where political commentary becomes more emotionally driven and performance takes priority over careful argument. In that environment, media figures often become reference points in a larger discussion about how public debate is evolving. The result is not about any one person, but about how the system of political media works today, how incentives, audience engagement, and fast-moving commentary shape the way ideas are presented and received.
Getting hit with one of the worst hurricanes that will ever see.
But she should know. Does anyone remember that time when she got carried away by Hurricane Sandy? Take a look.
Oh my God.
Thank you. There.
He walks off with a smirk straight out of his satire corner.
Talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So she was, everybody was like, "Oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma." First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide.
This wasn't a coordinated attack or a unified front. It was cultural commentary coming from two very different corners, unexpectedly aligned by a single shared subject. The humor comes from that rare accidental agreement. They're not aligned on policy or politics. What they converge on is something else entirely: the idea that a certain style of media performance embodied by Behar can be viewed as overdone, counterproductive, and open to criticism. Maher brings a reflective, critical tone, expressing concern about public discourse with weary intellectual skepticism. Gutfeld leans fully into satire, delivering punchlines with a sharper, more playful edge, pointing out what he sees as contradictions in the performance. In a way, Behar becomes the unintended focal point of both critiques, not because of any single statement, but because of what she represents in their interpretation. A broader pattern of television punditry that often emphasizes certainty over nuance and emotion over depth. In their shared framing, The View stops being just a talk show and starts resembling something closer to a public forum for strong opinions, where confidence is constant and self-reflection is less visible. Maher approaches this through concern about the quality of discourse. Gutfeld treats it as material for satire. Different angles, similar observations, and in that shared observation lies the point they both independently circle back to. If this style of commentary defines mainstream conversation, it raises questions about the system that rewards it.
And finally, new rule: stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Here's Joy Behar talking about refusing to share a kidney.
I find my friends bizarre. With a Trump supporter. I won't give them a kidney, but I could be friends with them.
Hey, Joy, it's a kidney, not a pizza. Of course, she's kidding at first, but then she goes on to explain the moral foundation for her resentment, and it's the same one that drives all deadly ideologies.
What does this mean for the future of political media? It may suggest that comedy still has an advantage when it comes to highlighting contradictions, even inside polished production and studio lighting. It also suggests that when voices from different sides of the spectrum point toward similar examples, it can be worth paying closer attention. In this framing, Joy Behar is viewed as more than just a panelist. She becomes, in critics' interpretations, a reference point for an era where strong delivery can sometimes be mistaken for deeper insight and where having a platform is often treated as a form of authority, not as a target, but as an example used to discuss broader trends in media commentary. From Maher's perspective, she reflects a shift in public debate toward more performance-driven discussion. From Gutfeld's perspective, she becomes material for satire used to highlight perceived inconsistencies through humor. Different styles, but both engaging with a similar theme. And that may be the key takeaway. When people with very different viewpoints arrive at overlapping cultural observations, it can suggest the issue goes beyond partisanship alone. It may point to broader patterns in how media conversations are shaped and presented. In that sense, the focus is less on any one individual and more on a recurring pattern, a style of discourse centered on certainty, reaction, and constant performance. And when both critique and comedy highlight similar patterns from different angles, it says more about the structure of media incentives than about any single person.